What is good? We're back. We got some Dynasty trade talks via Camp Hype. So we're going to hit some little bit of Cam Ward, tie some Calvin Ridley in there, talk about some Udunze, some Crosky-Merrit, a little bit of Brooks after the Zach Moss cutting.
That'll be Tahj Brooks for those still scoring at home.
Still scoring at home. Wasn't there a Tahj Brooks? Tahj Boyd. That was Clemson quarterback. Wait, that was right before Clemson got good.
Sure.
Old Tahj Boyd is at number 10. But speaking of
we beat them 5 years in a row. Go Gamecocks.
Speaking of quarterbacks that are good, I want to lead the show off with Cam Ward because I every time this guy talks, I'm excited about it. Everything I
he's
see
already good.
I get excited about it. I'm all in on Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's got everything, all the bits and pieces and parts and everything that's going on right now has me bought in hook, line, and sinker. I should say I was already very much interested in Cam Ward. I've had him as my second ranked rookie above and Superflex above, only below Genty. I think he's the real deal. I like this new iteration of quarterbacks that are playing more and more. I think this is a key cog to the wheel of better quarterback development, right? And then he goes to the U and moves around. But what I like about him is that there's a little bit of a magician aspect to him, and he can kind of put all the throws. There's confidence, there's smarts, and he's seen a lot of plays, played a lot of football. I think all of those things are positives.
Would you use what you said about playing a little bit more? I think he played the most college games of any quarterback or something like that, most touchdown passes or something like that. He's played a ton of college football is what Casey was trying to say there. Right. So now he goes over to Tennessee. They've upgraded their offensive line, right? We'll see if the pass catchers can really come along, right? We know, and we'll talk about Calvin Ridley kind of tied into here a little bit, but like they drafted Gunnar Helm, they drafted Aya Manor, they drafted DK, Florida State guy, DK.
Florida guy, DK. I don't exactly know how to pronounce
Chimere DK.
Chimere DK. Yes.
Yeah, Chimere DK.
If one of those guys can turn into something, we're all, they're probably all right. Is Chig, is Gunnar Helm, who else comes alive for this offense?
Got his boy Restrepo after the draft for free.
Sure, his boy Restrepo. There's a run game there that can be good. There's a receiver there that I think is going to be awesome this year. There's a quarterback. We're moving forward. He comes out today and says, "Then boy, he thinks everything's mid over here." I said, "It's me, the wide receivers, off." And I love that. I love that he's coming out here and just like not sugarcoating shit. So I wanted to kind of come in here and just pick apart how you're feeling about Cam Ward, where you're at with him with the other quarterbacks. We'll look at him at our ADP, and we'll look at a couple of dynasty trades and what he might be worth to you, right? So, would you rather have Cam Ward or JJ McCarthy? Complete polar opposites of, I'm not 1,000% sure how great JJ McCarthy is at football because I've saw him play with, guardrails up a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not because he wanted to, because the program was awesome. But the ecosystem he goes into is awesome. And
his current program is awesome too.
Right.
Yeah. There's I think JJ McCarthy's, given his situation, given his current program, I think it's a safer bet from an ecosystem, dynasty, fantasy football, real NFL football, his coach, his receivers, all that stuff, better offensive line, yada, yada, yada. It's probably safer, but I would probably rather have Cam. I'm with you. I started liking Cam Ward early too, and I think it's interesting to say that and be in this conversation with you right now in the off season and training camp 2025, because I have been with you on these airways talking about my trepidation of buying rookie quarterbacks in a startup that go this early in a startup because of what happened with Bryce Young and Trey Lance and Justin Fields' slow start. And then as recently as Anthony Richardson and throwback to Kenny Pickett, et cetera, and then last year's quarterbacks come in and I was like, well, I like Jaden Daniels, looks awesome on tape and yada, yada, yada. But then, I've really been snake bit by some of these dynasty rookie quarterbacks and rookie drafts and startups the last couple of years. And so I'm very confident in my abilities to trade around. So I want to put my asset somewhere else. Best asset available to me was just take a wide receiver, running back, tight end somewhere that I know is really good at NFL football, and I can work past not having one of those rookie quarterbacks that are 50% bust rate. Like, that being said, how could you, everything you said about Cam Ward was spot on. Like, he is gritty and nasty in a good way. And it goes back, like, I didn't know what to make about it because I didn't really look into it. But, like, the videos of him and Shedeur Sanders at the same time months and months ago when they were trying to do those commercials together before the draft. And, Sanders is like, hey, man, you don't want to be a rapper on the side, or you want to do this, or you don't want to do that, or what's your hobbies? And Cam Ward was like, I play football. I play football. And it was small and it was background. And there's, in the real estate, in like the investment community and stuff like that right now, like there's a big push on signal versus noise and all that stuff in the, in that genre, in that area right now that I dabble in. And like signal versus noise, there's been so much signal for Cam to be really good, Cam Ward to be really good. Like, does that mean he's going to come out week 1 and score a whole bunch of fantasy points and the Titans are going to look like they just flipped the script like Jaden Daniels did last year? Probably not.
No.
But can he handle the ups and the downs? Like everything we've seen, everything that they've given, even to the point where the coach goes to the podium in like OTAs, not even training camp. This was a month ago, 6 weeks ago. The coach goes up there and is like, in OTAs, I'm calling down a play. He's talking, he's in a scrum almost talking shit to the defense, and I'm calling a play in his ear, and he's like, I got it, coach. And he's still talking, that whole, if people listen to this right now didn't see that, like literally the coach, his offensive coordinator is like, I've never seen anybody do that, even if they weren't a rookie, to be able to hear a play call with all that jargon that is an NFL play call in his ear and be talking to somebody like right now, like I am with you, in an aggressive manner, telling the defensive line they ain't shit, back up. But he gets that play call and then he gets and spits it out. Like the coach literally goes and says that happened multiple times. And like his grasp of what's going on and his drive and his will to not only be where he is, but be better. Like I am in on Cam Newton. We can look at, Cam Ward. We can look at some ADP and see where he's at and where he needs to be, and who you're drafting over him is who you're taking him over is the question. And the, again, asset available, who am I drafting? I am very into Cam Ward, but I don't know where I'm taking him at in the startup right this second.
Yeah. He's pretty cheap for a first overall quarterback, and same thing in rookie drafts. But like the price really is half decent. Like he's right behind Brock Purdy, 408 in Superflex for us. But like I said, I hadn't brought up Dynasty Daddy yet, but there is like 4 Cam Ward for JJ McCarthy trades on the first page. Wow. Just straight up. There's one for Justin Fields straight up. Now Fields is absolutely going to outscore Cam Ward on the field this year, right?
Yeah, but I think in Dynasty, that's easy.
Exactly. So Justin
Cam Ward all day.
Right. So Justin Fields is going to score more points, but what it's going to look like on the field is probably going to be 2 different things. Now, Justin Fields could be harnessed and built an offense built around him, and everybody can get better. And I Fields is fantasy points galore when he actually is on the field. Yeah. And I like Justin Fields if I got a good team and I need some quarterback play, but I'd make that move for Cam Ward. Here's one: tight end premium, Mason Taylor, 2027 first, or Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Hey, real quick, if you're not in the free Discord channel, what are you doing? Come mock it up, because the F ain't for fuck it up.
Rome Udunze, Matthew Golden, or Cam Ward.
The two together?
Yeah.
So, Rome Udunze and Cam Ward are side by side, basically in ADP, and then you get a free Matthew Golden on top.
Essentially, yep.
That's a hard trade to turn down. But if you don't have quarterbacks,
right,
you can't turn around.
I need a quarterback. I don't have one to send back. I got to overpay.
Right.
I got to overpay. Here's Cam Ward, Penix, or Charbonnet. Cam Ward for Penix and Charbonnet.
If you think if you're a Penix guy, I could grab Sharps and put him on my bench and ride with Penix. I don't see a whole lot of difference in the two guys. I mean,
Yeah,
you could say
Sharp. I would rather have Penix. The difference between those two, between Cam Ward and Penix, is
it's like a one full round right now. 4.8, 4.8 to 5.9.
I don't know that Charbonnet is enough to make up that difference for me, but I like Penix anyway, so I would just want something different than Charbonnet.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Not that I like Sharbs. I would want something more fun on top of that. All right. So that's kind of where Cam Ward's value is sitting at right here. So that I thought that was, some Ricky Pearsall and first or Cam Ward.
Cam Ward is a quarterback. All right. But
these are all super flex, of course.
Yeah. Brock Purdy, Cam Ward, and Baker Mayfield are 3 out of 4 picks in our ADP back to back with T. Higgins sandwiched in there. Like, to me, Brock Purdy has like almost at this point like a 0% failure rate. Locked into that system. And if you listen to Brett Coleman's podcast on the 49ers, they're just 45 minutes of straight Brock Purdy love about how basically said Kyle Shanahan might have been fired if Brock Purdy didn't hit because everything else they've done didn't hit.
John Lynch certainly would have.
Right. So that would have been an issue. Right. So Purdy now he's finally getting the love that he deserves, and everybody's going back and saying, okay, well, everything fell apart around Purdy last year, but he still was QB whatever, and in points per game and really good, and yada yada yada, and everybody can't get hurt again, potentially. Right. So I think Purdy's much safer than Ward because we've seen him do it for a few years, but Baker Mayfield's is he in his 30s already? Is Baker Mayfield 30, right? So like. That being said, Baker Mayfield could have the next 3 or 4 year stretch. If he's like Baker Mayfield's probably not leading the league in touchdown passes this year. We talked about that, the spikes in quarterback, touchdown rate, but he's probably almost a lock given health for up 30 touchdown passes. He ain't going to throw 40, but he's probably going to throw 30. Cam Ward would be setting the league on fire if he throws 30 as a rookie. But Cam Ward throws 28 and 10 interceptions as a rookie and looks good. He's going ahead. He's already going ahead of Baker, and he hadn't taken a snap yet. And Baker was top 5 at the position last year. They're going Baker almost can't even he almost cannot earn his way up the list that much more because
he can't. But Cam Ward could earn his way down the list, and then no
doubt. So that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. I thought you were going to say Cam Ward could. Cam Ward could earn his way down the list. That is perfectly said, and that's the roller coaster we play in Dynasty. Would you take Cam Ward or Baker Mayfield?
I'll take Baker, I think.
I like it. I like the safety of not messing that pick up. That's what I've been saying for years. But I do like Cam Ward, and I'm much more open. This time last year, I didn't want any of those quarterbacks at cost, the ones that were at the top. I didn't want them at cost because just in case. And none of them failed, but they could have.
Yeah. All right, let's transition real quick. I think Cam Ward is going to have success and keep the trajectory going. And I think a big part of it's going to be Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley is going to explode this year. I think he's a fantastic receiver, and he's my favorite purchase if I have a good team and I want to bring in an older receiver to put me over the top. He's my favorite guy, hands down. Love taking him in redraft. Love taking him in best ball. Great 5th round pick in best ball a lot of the times. I think him and Cam Ward are going to be awesome together. I think that magician kind of where Cam Ward is and how his escapability and still getting the ball downfield is going to be awesome with him and Calvin Ridley. And then, in script and then boys getting it together. But right now, Calvin Ridley, you can get a 26-2 Calvin Ridley, Tank Bigsby, and a 26-2 Calvin Ridley and a 26-2 for James Conner, Roshan Johnson and a 2 for Calvin Ridley. Just reading off some Calvin Ridley trade. Calvin Ridley or Keon Coleman, right? We just kind of talked about in that last episode. Here's a 27-2 for Calvin Ridley. Jaden Reed or Calvin Ridley, right? So a lot of Calvin Ridley and a 2, Brandon Ayuk, right? So a lot of very palatable trades here for Calvin if you're in the position to win and want to make a move, right?
Yeah. I mean, some of those I was like easily the other way, but some of them were, you kind of read that quickly, but there was.
Which one's easily the other way? What one stood out to you?
What was the last one you just said?
Jaden Reed or Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, I'll take Jaden Reed.
Okay. Oh, the last one I read was Calvin Ridley and a 26-2 or Brandon Ayuk.
I'll take Ayuk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I see either way though. I could go like if I'm a good team and Jaden Reed's like a piece that I might need to be counting on, I would feel a lot better with winning it. Like if I'm like, oh, I got a really good team, but I got to start 3 wide receivers and Jaden. I'm just building the scenario. Jaden Reed's
Sure.
my third, and I'm like, but I'm pretty much ready to go, and I got some good depth pieces back there.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably give up the opportunity. I would probably want a little bit something on top of the Jaden Reed, but
Well,
it's
you
not a good
should.
time
Yeah,
to
I mean,
trade
it's
for Jaden Reed.
9.4 to 11.3 ADP. That's 2 rounds of value. I mean,
Right.
you should be able to get.
You should be able to get a little something on top of that. But I understand I could paint the picture of being like, yeah, I want to put Calvin Ridley in my lineup pretty much every week. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with Jaden Reed. The asset's better on Jaden Reed, but the fantasy points in my lineup and winning is probably much more likely with Calvin Ridley this year.
For sure. Yeah.
And next, most likely. But the Brandon Ayuk one's tough. And again, but I can get it like, hey, he's injured. I don't know if he's going to come back the same. It's probably 6 weeks of I don't get him. I get a 2N Calvin Ridley, sweeten the deal a little. Ayuk's probably like an 8th round pick.
Ayuk is all the way down to 8-9, and then when all these guys get hyped up, like Jaden Reed's catching some real hype right now, and Jaden Reed's going to go in front of Ayuk in a draft, I bet right now. So Ayuk at 8-9, slide him on down to 9-2, and now we're working.
All right,
keeps getting cheaper and cheaper.
Let's go over. Let's go Rome Udunze here, getting a lot of hype. Ben Johnson's giving him love. Hey, we're just going to set him out at X and let him do his thing. We can win 1-on-1. He's a dog. He's awesome. If you've been messing with this podcast, you know how happy that makes me. I'm a big believer in Rome Udunze. I think he's going to absolutely be a phenomenal professional football player. I thought he had a good rookie year. Obviously wasn't as good as those other rookies. So there's still a price point where you can get in on Rome. I can understand why some people don't want to pull the trigger. It's still a little pricier than maybe I thought it might be, but end of the 4th, 412, I believe, is Rome Udunze.
412, yeah.
So, we can go over to Dynasty Daddy, look at some Rome Udunze trades and see kind of where he's at, and see if we can buy a little Rome. But what's your first impression of Rome Udunze? In, out, buying, selling? Where are you just in general?
I'm trying to be on the buy side. I'm trying to be on the buy side. I heard some outrageous stat. I said I'm going to get better at this, and I've gotten no better at this. I need to write this stuff down. I saw some outrageous stat about how many routes Rome Udunze ran where there wasn't an actual pass, where like that means like a throwaway or a scramble or a sack or this or this or this. So like there was no real even target on the play, and it just goes to like the targets per route run and that type of stuff. Like it just skewed all the stats for the Bears last year. And it just, so all your little metrics that showed you that you could use to point to why Rome isn't any good. And now all of a sudden, because of this benchmark, he sucks. Don't use that. Don't do it. Right. Throw it out.
Yes. No, I've been on that train for a while. Now these Rome Udunze trades, they're kind of weird. Like they're all really, really all over the place. Like Rome Udunze for Jordan Addison. Like that's
Rome.
Yeah. I mean, Rome Udunze for Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Rome Udunze for Stephon Diggs, Wicks, and a 25 209.
Rome, keep it going.
Yeah. Like what's that? But then we get up like, and this is not a real trade, so I'm not going to read that one. But then you got Patrick Mahomes and a 2 quarterback and Quentin Johnston, which is obviously, was whatever, but Rome Udunze, Michael Mayer and a first, like I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes there.
Yeah.
Just a lot of weird. Okay. Here's an interesting one. JSN or Trey Benson and Rome Udunze. I think some people are. It's probably everyone's probably screaming easy answers. JSN. I love Rome Udunze. I think I lean JSN there, but man, I get a little Benson on top of my Udunze. I kind of like that, but I like Benson, so I will say.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to the one we just talked about, where the Sharps wasn't enough to make up that for you. Like there's a really good gap, 3.6 to 4.12 Rome to JSN right now. If Benson's not your flavor, I get it, but yeah, I mean, JSN's a badass, and Rome's going to go up there and be with him. I think.
Jaden Higgins, Jalen Waddle, Rome Udunze.
Rome.
I would take Rome there. Rome in a 26 first. I would take Rome there. Here's another JSN for Rome, a 26-2 and a 26-4.
JSN for Rome and
next year 2 and 4 and Rome.
Yeah, so basically the 2 and the 4 takes the place of Benson. Same idea. I mean,
right. It's kind of the same. So probably a slight still lean towards JSN there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a weird market here for Rome Udunze. Rome Udunze or Breece Hall.
Breece.
Big Breece guy, so that's hard for me not to take Breece. But
yeah,
so it's either way in the Rome Udunze side, or like, yeah, I like that other guy, or I like Rome, but maybe the other guy's like a round or two higher than him right now, so I don't mind that. So kind of a strange market for Rome. I think that's kind of par for the course. I think there's a lot of people who, I think the jury's split 50-50 on Rome right now, right?
Well, but he's only been in the league 1 year, and I think so in Dynasty, most of the Rome owners most likely still, you drafted him in the rookie draft with other good players available. So like Rome was your guy if you took him, like because there was in a super flex, there was all those quarterbacks, and this is so I just feel like Rome was. I think Rome's not easily gotten from somebody, even with the buying opportunity. He's like, you're not selling your Rome, and you got
I love Rome, and I'm not selling mine. I think there's plenty. I think there are at least a faction of people, and I think some of that shows you some of those. We're looking at real trades on Dynasty Daddy, of course, but it is what it is. Everyone's got bad values. There's bad trades that go down all the time. Some of them you look at and you're like, those aren't real. We try to kind of balance it out, but going through that whole page, it was kind of one way or the other. So I wanted to kind of read that. But there's plenty of people who are like, well, he didn't do what he needed to do year one, so I'm out, right? And so those are the people that I want to go try to buy Rome from at a slight discount, right?
Yeah.
I'll gladly give you your first back from 26 for me to buy Rome from you, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I just need to get out. Here you go.
I like that, but if you think you're about to be bad, I don't want to be giving my chance away to get Lenora Sellers to get Rome right now.
Sure.
I got to say it though.
Yeah,
got to say it. Go Gamecocks.
All right, Chris Olave. I know some people probably aren't following along with Chris Olave, but a lot of love for Chris Olave down there in New Orleans right now.
Down there in New Orleans,
Kellen Moore has done an excellent job of using every receiver at his disposal at every stop. CeeDee Lamb had his breakout under Moore, right? And then in the next year has another good year and has been CeeDee Lamb since. We had a crazy Keenan Allen year with Kellen Moore. We've had a Super Bowl winning year with the Eagles and AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. I think this is a good coach, and I'm just saying all that because I think, I don't think the Saints are going to be excellent this year, but I think he's going to figure out ways to move Chris Olave around, get the ball in Chris Olave's hands. He's their best player. I'm really high on Chris Olave on the bounce back. I love the value that you can buy Chris Olave at in startups and in redraft and dynasty. And
the pace that Kellen Moore brings. So like, even if you're like, oh, the Saints are going to suck, they're not going to get any first downs.
Bad quarterback play.
They're right. So like, they're probably going to suck. But when you're getting blown out, what happens? The defense backs up. And that if you're starting, if the defense is playing prevent defense in the middle of the end of the second quarter or early third quarter, guess what? There's going to be a ton of easy catches to get. You're not going to be like, all right, we're down 30. We got to just kneel it out in the third quarter, right? So the Saints are probably going to be bad. And if they're good,
be a lot of down 30s though. They're like bad, but not terrible, Yeah,
but they got to pay.
Sure.
Now, Kellen Moore has nothing to do with them chasing championships for Drew Brees, and he has nothing to do with those draft picks that they gave away and traded in next year's for the Davenports and all those boys. He has nothing to do with any of that. He's coming in and inheriting one of the worst situations in the league. But I think it's going to be just fine for Olave and for
I think you can just look at the Giants and go, he's not Malik Neighbors, but just that situation of like, we can get a good amount of target share to a good player and good things will happen. I think that's kind of what you're going to see here. I don't care who's thrown. Like Rattler had a game with Olave, peppered him, good stuff. Is it Hayner? Is it Shuck? I have no idea. I'm fine with any of them throwing the ball to Rattler because I think Kellen Moore is going to be like, hey, this is the play we're running, throw it to him. It's gonna be open to Olave.
Yeah. I like
and
it.
at this point, I think I trust Moore's offense more than a Dayball offense, right? So
for sure.
Maybe we're getting back there. All right, but let's look at this value.
I mean, yeah. It's not neighbors, but I definitely trust more than Dayball.
Right, but it could be high 20s, low 30% of target share for Chris Olave coming this year in a lot of games. So
if you're looking for more FFD, sign up for a Patreon or YouTube membership and get access to the ADP, Dynasty rankings, the rookie draft kit, and extra shows every week.
A first and a third and 26 for Olave. I'll take Olave in that one.
If you're cashing, if you want to give away the guy that one of the ugliest concussion getters right now, that's fine. We got through that whole conversation. I like Olave. I love his value. 6'12", I'll take it. But if you want to take your first and a third next year, I don't blame you for cashing out. That's fine. Now there's a lot of people, hey, probably won't get a concussion, and if he does, he's fine. Whatever, yada yada yada. If you want to get a first round pick next year and a third round pick for him, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people are going to be in your camp. I just think he's good. I think he's going to be one of the biggest movers.
Oh, I know he's good. It's a very short list that you have to go down to find his name with like targets demanded in his first 3 years in the league, right?
Yeah, basically, if he's healthy, he's over 1,000 yards and like a 23 to 25% target share. So
right, he's good.
That's what I want, and that's
no question. He's good. Yeah.
So Ricky Pearsall, Chris Olave. Here's a trade on Dynasty Daddy. I'm taking Olave.
Yeah, just straight up. You got. There's 2 rounds right there between them anyway. A round and round and a half. I mean, I'm fine taking Olave.
Chris Olave, round 26-2, or DJ Moore, taking Olave and the 2.
Olave.
Bashal Tootin and a 26-3 or Olave. That's Olave.
Yeah.
Here's a 27-3 and a 26 first for Olave Blue and a 27 fourth. Taking Olave, obviously. And so, some of these where I'm saying obviously that we're on the other side of, I'm just reading them aloud because these are trades that went down. So what we're trying to do here is like kind of show you the markets of these players, right? So then you can go decide, hey, I don't like Chris Olave, so I don't like this conversation. I'd sell him for that. Or I like Chris Olave, so let me go see if I can get any of these deals, right? That's
or like you said, I mean, the Bashal Tootin in a 2 for Olave, like that's
and a 3.
That's like Bashal Tootin a month, 6 weeks ago was like screaming rookie fever type pick. And then he crept all the way up in the early part of a second round of a rookie draft in some circles. And then Chris Olave is the, what have you done for me lately? Nothing, because you were hurt guy. And, and the Saints suck. So you pile on, and now somebody gets, Olave for Tootin. And then, that would quote unquote never happen in your league, but those types of trades happen all the time.
Happens here. Happens every once in a while, Some more for Chris Olave and a 26 first. Here's an interesting one. Tight end premium, half point premium, full point PPR. Chris Olave and a 2, Sam Laporta. I think so too. I think I'll take my chances of the tight end premium and Laporta. How about if it wasn't premium, would you still say Laporta?
Yeah.
If it wasn't premium, I'm going Olave.
I'm still taking Laporta.
Here's one that we talked about on the last show with Kyle Williams hype. Kyle Williams around 26, a 26-2 and a 26-7, or sorry, no, take that over. Kyle Williams and a 26-2 and a 27-2 for Chris Olave and a 26 fourth.
So basically Kyle Williams and 2 2s for Olave.
Different two different years 2s.
Olave.
Same. I like cash. That's a spot where I would cash in on the Kyle Williams hype and get me some Olave. 107 and tight end premium, 1 point tight end premium, and 2 quarterback for Chris Olave and a first.
107.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
1 point tight end premium, and you give me a chance to get Tyler Warner.
If I can get one of those, tight ends.
If both of those tight ends are gone, now all of a sudden you're right? I mean, you're getting Travion Henderson at worst if those tight ends are gone.
For sure. I'm also getting a first back.
Yeah. I get it. The leagues, the settings don't change next year. You still got a first round pick in a 2-point tight end premium league.
Right.
But obviously zero context here. We don't know if that first is projected late, mid, early, blah, blah, blah.
And
we
I mean,
don't know anything.
you can, it's very rare that you could actually project that. There's a couple of times where you can go say these teams are terrible, but like,
I mean, if the league is a few years old, you could at least you can't project the middle team, but you could project the ends.
There's nothing that I hate worse than week 3 when somebody's like, it's a projected late. And I'm like, all right, let's relax. Nobody knows what is even going to happen in these next couple of weeks. Stop it.
Yeah.
Unless it's an awful team, like, it's projected like 106. I'm like, what are we talking? It's week 3. What's happening here? Stop this.
Yeah. I do think you can project the ends. You could project one of the.
I think you can definitely project the worst team if it's not awful.
If you play for it on FFPC, I get it. A couple of injuries and you just that 1-6 team, that means you didn't make the playoffs. But then you go play for it for 2 weeks, and you could easily be the 1-1. That's a completely value changing type situation.
I've just seen so many times where you're like, this team's 6-6. They've been 6-6. They've been okay, and then all of a sudden 3 guys get hot. And then boys win the championship, and you're like, damn, I thought that was going to be fucking 104, and now it's 112.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. So I don't try to get in that business until a little later, or if it's like, you're 1 year away from orphaning this thing.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get into we'll end on some quicker stuff here. I wanted to talk about Crosky-Merrit and Tahj Brooks real quick before we end, and just check in on the trade values of these guys right now. And now I don't know where it's going to be at and how high it's going to be. And I think they're going to be tied into a lot of trades, so it might be hard to tell. But I'm going to try to find some more singular ones. Here we go. Merritt or a 26-3 2-point quarterback, or a 2 quarterback half-point premium, half-point PPR.
Merritt
over the third. So you got Merritt as a 3rd round pick already.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the dice roll.
Okay.
Especially on that offense, on that team.
Okay. Here's another one for a 3. So you said that. Here's 2 4s. You would trade. I would do 2 4s for Merritt.
I'll do 2 4s.
Jonnu Smith in half-point tight end premium for Tracy and Merritt.
I mean, that's
I'm taking.
I know you like
Tracy and Merritt,
and like if Jonnu didn't get traded,
sure, exactly. Right. I got no idea.
No idea what's going on. Jonnu could just hang out over there, make some money, get a couple targets and a couple of handoffs, and never really be a game changer. Like the situation he was in last year may never be replicated for him again.
Yeah. All right. Here's a couple good ones: Merritt or Austin Eckler.
Eckler.
I mean, obviously it's dependent. If you're a bad team, you might take the Merritt side, Eckler the other side. Same team.
Mm-hmm.
Same team. So that's kind of interesting. Merritt and a 2 or Trey Benson. Trey Benson. Whew, same time. Devin Neal or a 26-4 and Merritt. I'm taking Neal.
That's fine. I could take Neal.
Superflex, Merritt and a 3rd or Russell Wilson.
Merritt and a 3rd, baby.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
I got 0. I'm good on Russell. I don't love it either,
Wilson, but they're saying Russ is looking dangerous.
That's fine, bro. I'm good. I'm so good on that.
Here's a 26-3 Merritt, Jalen Warren. It's probably still Warren, right?
Yeah.
If you could sell Merritt for a 2 right now, you would sell him for a 2.
Sure.
Okay. I thought there was a long pause there.
No, I was still trying. I was still talking or thinking when you said Jalen Warren, and I missed Jalen for a second, and I had to go back and replay what you said. I was like, did Tyler Warren's name just come up?
No, Warren.
Jalen Warren.
Yeah, Jalen Warren. and Jalen Warren or a third, and Crosky-Merrit. Jalen Warren, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I could take my very free Merritt and turn him into a 2 right now. I got no problem with that.
Absolutely. Give me that every day, all day. Let's see here. Not a whole lot other that's like a singular, more, a lot of stuff.
And let me
trade. Go ahead.
Just real quick. If you're new at this, Casey and I have been doing this for 15 years. Like if Merritt hits, he could be worth the first. If Merritt really hits, he could be worth more. Like, but Merritt could be here and then he could go away. So like you take that second round pick. That's why Casey said absolutely no problem. That's why I said, yeah, I would trade him for a 2. I'll give a third round pick next year, 12 months out for Merritt for what might be and what continue to buy on a good ascending borderline great offense all of a sudden with Jaden Daniels. Merritt could be here to see you today, never see you again tomorrow. If you can cash him out for basically free or your fab dollar budget that you just bought him for, and you get yourself a free second round pick, that's how you tier up in value. If he's worth a first in 6 months, that's whatever, dude, is cool. Like, have you ever heard of Tariq Cohen? Have you ever heard of Philip Lindsay? And these guys, get in here.
Don't you? Tariq Cohen got hurt.
Okay. I'm just saying, Bob, I've been doing this 15 years.
Don't put that on my man Tariq Cohen. He was destined to be a star. And he got shredded. Never
all
came
162
back.
pounds of him. He was destined to be a star.
Awesome. So that knee got shredded and never was the same. All right.
Can you imagine Tariq Cohen in his prime before he got hurt and he just crossed paths with Sean Payton, dude? Oh, 18 points a game every week.
Sentence on the Bears.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
All right, last one here. No trades with numerical values really tied to the Tahj Brooks side of things just yet. And we're looking at trades like 3 days old or so to 1 day old. All right, we got Monungai and a third or Tahj Brooks, 27 third.
I mean, it's probably Monungai and a third, but I like Tahj Brooks' situation really, really good. And I like him being right behind Brown versus Monungai's got 2 good, decent running backs in front of him with multiple types of skill sets in front of him. You got Chase Brown about to be a workhorse, and if something happens and he gets hurt, Tahj Brooks could be a lightning in a bottle for a minute. Yeah, I know the Bengals are about to add a running back. I've been around the block. I know what's about to happen. Don't look at me like that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the NFL. I'm talking to YouTube
maybe
right
not,
now.
Though. Maybe not. Maybe they love what they have in Tahj Brooks. I think he's a solid
you can't play
player
with 2 backs.
I mean, they got Samaje Perine still.
Well, they got Perine. Well, I mean,
them boys love Perine. They love Perine.
Yeah, he's gonna get 17 touches this year.
Jalen Wright or Tahj Brooks?
Jalen Wright
or Cedric Tillman. Jalen, that's a wild trade.
Don't disrespect me like that.
Yeah. Jarquez Hunter or Tahj Brooks?
Jarquez Hunter.
Okay. So opportunity similar, right? Potentially.
What I'm going to describe here is exactly what just happened with the Bengals, but I think I'm a Chase Brown guy, and I think that's why it happened. But like, if Sean McVay likes you, you make fantasy points. And and I don't know if that means just because the Rams drafted Jarquez Hunter doesn't mean that Sean McVay really likes you. You might have to get over there and find out. They always draft a running back. They've drafted plenty of running backs that never hung around like Kyron. But if he decides that you're going to be his best friend, that's fantasy points a given. Tahj Brooks could come in here and be amazing, but
yeah,
I want a really good dart throw and the new explosive dart throw for Sean McVay that may definitely has a chance of not doing anything, and Kyron could hang out there for a while. But yeah, I like the idea.
I like Hunter more than I like Hunter more than Brooks. And the situation can be similar. I think Brooks will have a little bit more opportunity to have like some more standalone value potentially. Like it's not anything good, but like I think Kyron's probably still going to be the lion's share of things.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
All right.
Agreed.
DJ, I'm Hunter, by the way. DJ Giddens or Tahj Brooks, another hot name in them streets right now. Brooks,
Giddens.
Also kind of similar situations, right? Like
Giddens.
Giddens.
Yes.
Why? I feel like you're about to say here's why. So
well, Todd McShay and his boy Mitch months ago said that DJ Giddens was a human joystick or whatever. They had a fancy name for it. They were like, he's here, he's gone, he's moved, he's this.
Change of direction's very good.
And then he gets in there and like, I think he could be, if I had to vote right this second, he'd probably be my vote for like this year's Bucky Irvin, except for Jonathan Taylor's way better.
That's why that's not going to happen.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, it's but you don't have to. I didn't like not the volume that Bucky Irvin got, but the plays that he can make and the outpouring of, oh my God, DJ Giddens is a new guy. Like nobody, even when Bucky was playing good the first 6 weeks, nobody thought that he was going to get the volume that he got, even with a guy that's not nearly on Jonathan Taylor's level in front of him in Rachaad White. So like Giddens can come out here and make all the noise he wants. Jonathan Taylor's Jonathan Taylor, but his dynasty value can creep up the ladder every time we see him doing something good. Because either A, Jonathan Taylor moves on, or B, Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, or yada yada. Giddens has a quick road towards escalating value without Jonathan Taylor getting hurt. If Jonathan Taylor does get hurt, look out.
Yeah, I would say Jonathan Taylor has to get hurt. Jonathan Taylor's just there's not that many Jonathan Taylors. He's one of the biggest workhorses in the league.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. So I'm just saying, like the short.
I like Giddens better than Brooks.
Giddens gonna make a play in preseason, dude.
Yeah.
Brooks
could make some plays too.
Yeah. But Giddens gonna look really, really flashy in preseason. And then all of a sudden he's going to shoot up the rookie boards. And then in week 1, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Jonathan Taylor got 28 touches and Giddens got 2. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap this one up. We got dynasty trades. We're going to be bringing you dynasty trades of the popular camp hype guys and the popular guys on Dynasty Daddy here up until the season, talking about market values. And so that's what we're going to spend our time over the next month kind of talking about. Let's talk about where these guys are, who we like, who we don't like, where the values are. Kind of just gauging the market here for two shows a week and a live. So make sure you're dialed into that. We're going to be doing live shows on Monday night as well on the Dynasty channel. We have the redraft channel. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check that out. We got videos popping off over there. We'll be doing live stuff over there as well. We're going to be doing live mocks and best balls. Lots of good stuff going on over there. If you haven't already, go like and subscribe over to that one. And we've got a new podcast network coming out, FFD Radio, where it's going to have everything we are going to be putting out in the future there. Dynasty Podcast stays where it is. It'll be over there too. The redraft show will be on there. A Devy show will be on there. Potentially a gambling show will be on there, and maybe some other shows in the somewhat near future may be over on there. So it's going to kind of be like a network for all of our stuff. But the Dynasty guys, you guys, just the OGs, we're not going to cloud your feed up unless you want to go over there. You can get the Dynasty show over there too. So
yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
Little catch-all feed there.
For sure. If you want more, come over to the Patreon. There's plenty more. New episode every week. ADP, rankings, all sorts of stuff for your pleasure. Make sure you check that out. 5-star review if you haven't. Enter the contest if you haven't for $100 giveaway for 5-star reviews. We're doing one every month. So we did one already. We're about to do another one. It's the 31st right now. So the first we'll do another one, or whenever we record, there'll be one more before the season starts. So make sure you get in there. All right. I'm Casey. That's Big Co. FF Dynasty.
Free money. Free money.
Cheap money, baby.